Okay, Ultimate Steve here, and we're back, and I have plotted trajectory. So, unfortunately, we are not going to be able to complete the Explore Reticulum contract because we don't have enough fuel left after that not great ascent to, but it was a successful ascent, eventually. We're not going to have enough fuel to... Oh, I have to start burn now? We'll never get off of this place. Okay, never mind. This burn isn't going to work out for us because we've got... It's like 45 degrees down. Like, come on, we're burning so off program. We're so much fuel. So I'm just going to do periaptus kicks instead. I'm going to start maybe here. This feels reasonable to start at. I'll burn until 2 plus 1 minute to get our apses out. Anyway, so I got sidetracked. We're not going to go to Reticulum. We're going to go directly home to Asite Par. I keep forgetting what Asite Par is. And again, sorry for the darkness. I have not restarted the game yet. And, right, I can time work through these, right, I forgot. 30 seconds, and then we're going to burn until 1 minute after for the first periaptus kick. Also, don't pay attention to the stock Delta V counter. It's not accurate. The Kerbal Engineer one is, and we have 1500 meters per second and Delta V left. Okay, now apparently the stock one decides to flash 1400 and something per second, so maybe it's not completely broken. That's something I want to see in KSP2, is better support for, whatchamacallit, multiple periaptus kick maneuver planners. And where's our encounter? Okay, we do have an encounter there. Even not a great encounter, but it is an encounter. I'll start maybe 2.5 minutes away. Depends on what our angle is. Yeah, it looks like we're going to have to deal with that angle, unfortunately. So we're a bit late to help with that angle, so we're not completely burning, like, directly into the atmosphere. But we're definitely going to have some losses from that burn. Which, with 300 meter per second margin or whatever I had, it's not ideal, but we're going to make it. Like, come on. It'll be fine. As long as re-entry at Asite Par isn't, like, awful. Like, come on. It's no way it's worse than what we just did. Unless it is, which I don't want to eat my words again today. Okay. Delicious word sandwich. I should eat something. But not my words, hopefully. And 600 meters per second left in the burn. And then we got... Oh, nope, I strayed from the maneuver direction somehow. Which means that I'm going to run low on. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cancel this maneuver, follow prorate, and then just look at the closest approach, because I didn't actually refine this that much. And let's look at where's Asite Par, focus view, and see how close we can get our periapsis. And that is pretty darn close. And we'll do inclination changes later, of course. Or not, or I could just come in at this really weird angle. Which I'm actually going to do. Let's go in at a weird angle. Let's be weird angle people today. Now, how fast are we going to go? How fast are we going to be going here? Orbital velocity. Surface velocity will be, like, not that much lower because Asite Par rotates so slowly. We will be traveling... I can't even see because it's so dark. Like... the orbit lines, 2.8 kilometers per second. We can survive that. Yeah, we can totally survive 2.8. It'll actually be like 2.5 because I will burn these last 300 meters per second of fuel in an effort to slow down. And goodbye, Elon. We have successfully conquered you. And maybe be back. Probably won't though. Let's be honest. Like, I'm probably just, this series is probably gonna end like after I've gone everywhere once, which I'm okay with. I'm content with. I just closed the transfer window that I planned. Alright, and off we go. Whee! And here we are coming up on Asite Par. Now, the thing is, I don't know if I have set my re-entry periapsis correctly in the slightest. It would be interesting to run this nuclear ramjet in reverse thrust mode. That's asking a bit much from it. Like that's not added, and I don't think it should be added for realism. But I feel like it would be an interesting thing to have. It looks like we are coming on the day side. Are there any launch sites on the day side right now? We've got Woomerang, but I don't think Woomerang has a runway. So it looks like we are going to be landing in the dark, which is not great. Or we can, you know, actually, no, I'll take my chances and land on the light side with no chutes and no runway. Because I'm light right now. I'm super light. And there's no way I'm going to wait in orbit until... That would be the safe thing to do, is to wait in orbit until one of the landing sites is in the daylight, because let's be honest, there's no way that, especially with the quick load, I don't want to have to reload the game in order to be able to see. So I'm gonna just wait until it's daylight places. Wait, what happened? Why is our periapse 53 kilometers? We need to burn down and retrograde right now. Oh, the atmospheres have disappeared for some reason. I don't know why. We need to burn all the fuel we have this way right now. Otherwise, there's absolutely zero chance of us capturing at our current rates. And we've caught the atmosphere. So there's no more using the engine to slow down. I had 300 full meters per second of delta V that I could have used. Oh, we can burn downwards now. Okay, we are slowing down. Good news. So we might be able to pull this off. Might just barely be able to pull this off. Actually, no. We're probably going to slow down too fast, actually, now that I think about it. So since we want to be in a stable orbit, we actually want to save some of this fuel. And then pull up with some of this velocity. Why am I lagging so badly? Okay. And then, there we are. Step off the brakes and just go prograde for the rest of it. Because, like, punching through this atmosphere in 2 minutes is going to take so much off our FOF, so we might as well. I'm going to deactivate the air brakes. And we should just be good to go for a while until periapse. Or, not even until periapse, just until one of the launch sites. One of the sites with a runway is in the daylight. And then we can just fly around on jets in there. Like, it does not have to be precise deorbit at all, because, like, we just have infinite range jets to play with. Okay, so now that we know that we are going to... Now that we have a better idea of, like, our flight dynamics, we are going to dive down again to try and cut off some more of velocity before. Like, so we're in a more circular low orbit. And we shouldn't overheat anything. Oh, never mind. Now we need to go up. Okay, never mind. Now we just need to skip out of the atmosphere successfully, because we are actually going too slow now. Never mind. Let's land now. Unless, hold on. Can I turn on the ramjet? And accelerate a little bit. Yeah, let's just get into orbit again. So let's with the ramjet. We'll just raise our apoapsis into space and raise our periapsis to where we are. Proper climate met, not very high, but as we go lower, that'll pick up. And we are going to reorbit. That's the plan. We're going to reorbit. And we're going to try not to explode anything. We're going to get into stable orbit. We're going to wait until there's daylight, and then we're going to land. Okay, so the desert airfield is fairly well lined up for our purposes. And if we miss, we can continue on to the Space Center. We have 2 runways that are perfectly lined up for pretty much everything we need to do. How much delta V do we have? 143 meters per second. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. So we're just going to lower our periapsis acceptably low. That's low enough, because we're going to be, like, we need to be, like, nose prograde. We have the jets to, like, fix everything. We can fix everything with jets. I wonder how these reactors are doing these days. I won't be able to tell without, like, fully powering along. I don't want to do that. Okay, deactivate the nuclear engines, and hopefully, fingers crossed, thumbs crossed, fingers crossed, arms crossed, elbows crossed, wrists crossed, that we are able to successfully land this, because that's another very iffy part of this mission. Because this plane is very heavy. It does not really have enough wing area for its mass. Like, because how much does it weigh? 15.9 tons right now, and it was more when, well, more when 1, it was full of fuel, and 2, I hadn't exploded half of the parts off of it. Anyway, so yeah, I really had banked on having those drogue chutes intact, but I accidentally deployed them, so, and what can you do? I actually do not want to be in a braking mode, because I want to fly as far as possible without having to power on the jets. I want to, like, turn this into a glider, because I actually started re-entering way too early, and I'm going to undershoot severely if I was just gliding. Fortunately, we have the engines to correct that. So we're gonna kill our vertical speed here in a second. 60 meters per second, got 50 meters per second left, 40, 30, 20, 10. I want to go full on prograde now. Okay, fix that, and then let's do this. Normal lock, not normal, like normal SAS, not like SAS, to the normal direction. So we're gonna balance our rate of descent basically, and we should. You know, part of me wants to land back at the KSC for style points, but Desert Airfield is better illuminated, and in addition, I think it has actually a longer runway. So, and that's security we will need. So I'm going to activate navigation to Desert Airfield. Oh, that's a ways down. Oh, I see it from here. I see it flickering. No, I don't. And that is exactly why we don't do aggressive maneuvers in this. Oh, I see it now. Because, like, this plane has a habit of doing stuff like that. Like, just when you press it, and then it'll go really far and like somewhat stable there and just kill half of your speed, which is good for slowing down, but not good for ascending, and not good for not undershooting things. Okay, how do I want to do this? And that's going to pass Jebediah out? No, it's not. Okay, Jebediah's going to be fine. Jebediah's going to be A-okay. Okay. We're going to activate the brakes. We're going to activate both jets in case we need to do a go-around. We're going to activate gear. And we're going to line ourselves up for a landing at Desert Airfield. Here we go. Final stretch of this mission. The third most dangerous part of the entire mission. Granted, I was able, I messed the first dangerous part up twice, and then the second most dangerous part up once, so hopefully, if the pattern continues, this will be either 0 or 1/2, depending on what model you fit to those 2 data points. As long as the science container survives and the cockpit survives, I'll be happy. I don't care if we nuke this place. It'd be nice to recover this expensive aircraft, but it's not the most expensive thing we built. Like the death of Valor probably hurt us more than losing the engines on this would hurt. So yeah, the quick mode bug, it makes everything super dark and it removes the atmosphere for some reason. I don't know why it does. I mean, the atmosphere obviously still here. We're gliding, but like you know what I mean. Okay, release the brakes because we are going too slowly. I don't want to throttle up because these engines have a ridiculously long spool up, spool down time. So if we throttle up, we're not going to be very we're not going to be able to throttle down again in time, basically. Land altimeter, 30 meters, 80 meters per second. Put brakes on and try and basically slow down as much as possible here. 60 meters per second, hopefully below the cockpit's impact tolerance of 45, ideally, but we are kind of yawing off to the runway here. Okay, and we almost overcorrect. Oh, okay. Did the sample container survive? The sample container survived, and that any landing you can walk away from is a good landing. And the thing is, we lost 2 engines, so Jeb, I would grab the signs and run if I were you, because you just irradiated this entire area. But 2 important things survived. The sample container survived, and Jebediah Kerman Jr. survived, so, and we have successfully completed this mission. So, let's go. Okay, what do we got? Okay, 1,921 signs. Not a ton, but enough. Like, that wasn't the main point of this mission. The main point of this mission was 1, style points, 2, completing the backlog of contracts, which we can say the mission is mostly successful in that respect. The science is mostly just a bonus. Not like so much. It's not going to be enough for a lot of nodes, but you know, it's a reasonable amount. And Jebediah Kerman has done advanced to level 4, so maybe we'll be using him somewhere. Again, looking at our active contracts now, we only have 1 more, and that's Explore Reticulum, which is we would have completed if this was like any spacewalk and not an orbital spacewalk. And then we can figure out what we want to do next. However, since it's giving us things we've already been to, I don't think I'm gonna completely do any. None of these look attractive to me. Basically, what I'm saying. So now, what do we want to spend our research points on? Our hard-earned research technology. We could have gotten this earlier, and high-performance fuel systems is a prereq for a lot of these cool technologies, so I'll get that. Specialized fuel storage. We don't really need those. Advanced ion propulsion. Again, we're not going to really use ion engines anymore because, you know, you saw what happened. Big rockets. Good idea. And just we need big rockets. Middle injection engine, pneumatic fuel feed engine. That's weird. And then the thermal rocket nozzle is a good one to have. I'm not sure if I'm going to go for it though. The fusion engines up here are another path we want to pursue at some point, but that's a lot of science to get there. So are there any other like science things we can get? Transmitters. There's labs, but I don't want to go to labs. Labs are just a lot of effort. Like, they kind of feel cheesy, but we kind of need that. And I don't want to get into the trap of building places and having to maintain them like we always do. Narrowband scanner, that'd be a cool thing. ISRU? Who needs ISRU when you have like mega cool engines? Without any other very great options, I think I am actually just going to go down the fusion tree. Because I don't really have... Well, I could get the nuclear saltwater engine. What does it require? Tremendous efficiency propulsion. Oh, that's... I don't have nearly enough science, though. Granted, I don't have nearly enough science for fusion, though, as well. I got the first fusion, maybe, down. Experimental electrics and advanced ion propulsion. Where's experimental electric? Okay. Advanced ion propulsion. So we're going to get that, and experimental electrics is where? Experimental, oh, that's behind specialized electrics. But that does mean we get RTGs and stuff, I think, eventually. That's fuel cells, experimental electrics. We don't have enough science for that. Never mind. Okay, so no way we're going to get to, like, the first fusion engines with this amount of science. But anyway, yeah, so that concludes that arc. So now we're going to finalize and launch the lander for Windswept. So yeah, thank you for watching. Steve out.